All right, what is going on, guys? This is Brian from Quantum Motorworks, bringing you a quick little tutorial, or more like a demonstration. Just want to show you something cool today. In front of us we have a 2002, or it could be a 2003 Suzuki LTZ400. This one right here has had the engine modified a little bit. So pretty much the customer brought it in saying he was having some problems. Pretty much saying that he was having some problems with the battery. It seemed like it was overheating and starting to kill it. Put another battery in. So first thing I went ahead and checked was the Stator Resistance. Had a really low resistance. It's only getting about 2.4 ohms. And then when I did an output test, just cranking over the motor, was only getting about 7 volts AC. So that's a really clear indication that the stator isn't putting anything out. It's probably burnt and the rectifier is probably bad. Or even if the rectifier wasn't bad, usually I'll replace them as an assembly anyways, just so you don't have any problems down the road. So customer is going to go ahead and take care of that. One other thing we did notice on this one too is with the high compression piston, the compression checked out about 170 psi, so it's definitely a high compression piston there. Standard's typically around 142 on a stock piston on a good motor. So let's see here. The spark plug's a 7R CR7E stock. He has a CR8E installed, which is a colder plug, and I'm assuming the reason why he decided to do that is so he doesn't blow a hole through the top of his piston. So let's see. Everything else was pretty much good. We did a voltage drop test on the electrical system, and there was no excessive current flow. So could assume that pretty much everything's. We can assume everything's good electrically. So check the valve timing. That was good. I'm going to show you guys in a second. When I checked the clearances though, the intake and exhaust, switched those around, but basically the intakes were good, but the exhaust were a little out of spec. That 14 and 13 thousandths a little over. It needs to be 7 thousandths to about 11 thousandths. So we went ahead and adjusted those, pulled out the cams, and I want to show you guys. That's what the cams look like, where they should be pointing. These are actually aftermarket performance cams. They are adjustable. And as you can see, the cam wheels have a slot in them so you can actually time them. So that must have been very fun trying to get this one down precisely. The other thing too is the service manual calls for about 15 pins distance between these 2 points here, and we actually have about 14 and a half. So that's going to make one cam retarded, one cam advanced. It's kind of hard to say. I want to say the exhaust cam is parallel perfectly, but the intake cam is a little retarded. So what that's going to do is, as the piston's going up, it's going to allow air to go into the engine a little bit later into the compression stroke. Not sure why you would do that. Maybe for scavenging. When you get on a performance motor, when you have you need the right amount of scavenging, basically where the intake and exhaust cams are opened up at the same time, ever so slightly, to allow the exhaust gas to flow out and to pull in a fresh charge of air into the combustion chamber. So that's spot on right there. He also has a manual cam chain tensioner. Set that. I've done a couple of them. I don't really like them. Some people do. I prefer the automatic types, even if they do go bad. You know, they usually do the job, where these ones right here, if you don't keep an eye on it, you'll get excessive chain slack. The other thing too is, if you don't know what you're doing, you could over tighten it or under tighten it. Let's go ahead and rotate our motor over a couple times just to double check the valve clearances. Okay. gonna be like really close. Oh, there it is, spot on. That wasn't too hard. Okay, so let's go ahead and check the intakes. Those are gonna be about 6. I measured 6 7/7, which is that's perfect. But just to show you guys, I don't think that one likes the 7. Okay, that one likes the 7/1000. And then, okay. Oh, perfect. 6/1000. Okay. And so the issue we're having was the exhaust cams. Those are the shims that we went ahead and changed out. So I got an 11/1000 perfect on both of them, which to me that's really nice. That's like at the maximum clearance you want to have without making it too excessive. Let's go ahead and check that. Butter. Okay. Basically, with your 12/1000, shouldn't be able to get it in. Nope. Nope, doesn't want to go. So that's pretty much it. Intake and exhaust clearances are perfect. Valve timing set. Let's go ahead and put this valve cover back on, spark plug, and timing caps, and fire it up and see what happens. Alright guys, got everything put back together. Let's see what happens. A little bit of prime. Oh yeah, there's fuel. Yeah. Alright. Moment of truth. Alright, fire on the hole. Ooh, she has a high idle. Turn that down a tad bit. Alright guys, got the booster hooked up. Hopefully we can get this thing to go. Booster didn't do shit. So, alright guys, that's pretty much it. Heard it for a second. That's all I get. That's all I get too. So, alrighty, on to the next one.